Are you dreaming of a vacation but not sure how to afford it? These 10 strategies will help get you there. Vacations should be fun, not stressful, especially when it comes to money. Too many people end up paying for a vacation long after they've returned from the trip, and those memories they made are filled with regret. In today's Travel Talk Tuesday, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 responsible ways to save for your next vacation. And stick around, because the last money saving hack I'm going to share with you actually pays you to save money. Number 1, book early and pay over time. This seems like a no-brainer. If you book with enough time in advance, you're able to manage the payments over a longer period of time. But keep in mind that cruise payments are usually due 75 to 90 days prior to the actual. Really? One is most cruises are due 75 days prior to the trip. So that's, you have to deduct that amount of time. What the hell? Oh my gosh. Okay. You still have to make that final payment 75 to 90 days before the actual cruise. So keep that number in mind when you do book early, because if you think you're booking early by booking 3 months in advance, that's really not enough time, because most cruises are already due with final payment at that point. You want to look at cruises that are more than a year off. That way you have plenty of time to make those payments and make them more manageable so they don't take such a hit on your budget. So keep in mind that there are usually 2 different types of deposit amounts when you make that initial booking. You have a regular deposit and you have a non-refundable deposit. Sometimes non-refundable deposits are a little more attractive because they come with a lower fare and they're a lower amount. So it seems like a good deal. But those deposits are generally non-refundable, meaning if you cancel that trip for any reason prior to final payment, you lose that initial deposit amount. So say you put $200 down on a cruise and then something happens and you have to cancel, that $200 is gone. Is it really saving you money to get that little bit of a discount on the fare and that little bit less deposit, or pay a little bit more for the deposit, a little bit more for the fare to have the peace of mind that you can cancel and get all of your money back? Things you need to weigh out as to whether it makes more sense to save a little here or pay a little more but have peace of mind. Balance short-term savings versus flexibility. It's important because life can change in an instant. Okay. Number 2, you might want to skip the buy now, pay later programs. Now, we're all familiar with these types of programs. We probably use them on a lot of other types of options. Now, they do seem like a good idea. You don't have to make any payments right away, and when you do, it's short term, usually 6 months, maybe 12-month plan, and you're able to pay for that trip over that course of time. Generally, it goes beyond the dates of the cruise itself, so you're still paying for that cruise after the cruise, which isn't feeling so great. But you also need to take into consideration the process of a buy now, pay later program. You do need to apply for it, and not everybody gets the 0% that they advertise. You do need to read the fine print and also be aware of the different programs. They may lure you in with a 0% interest rate, but not everybody can get that interest rate, because if your credit score is not so great, you're not going to get the 0% that they offer. Instead, you're going to be paying interest on a cruise, and you're going to be paying for that cruise long after it's over. And if for any reason you have to cancel the trip, a lot of them have a non-refundable program where you still end up having to pay for the cruise that you never even took. So read the fine print on some of those programs. And also watch for the loopholes. If you miss a payment, a lot of them jump from that smaller interest rate to up to 36%, which really is not a good deal at all. A lot of financial advisors warn against these programs, so just make sure you read the fine print and look into all your other options before using a buy now, pay later. Number 3, download one of the apps like Google Alerts or Cruise Watch to track the prices on the cruises. These apps will track and notify you when the price drops or if a flash sale comes out, so you're able to secure a better rate. Also, if you do book a cruise and the price drops between now and the time that you actually pay your final payment, the cruise lines will generally adjust that price for you. Now, there's another way to do this that's a lot easier, having to look for these deals and look for the price drops. If you have a travel agent, they do this for you. And to think about, travel agents can find the best deals, and they can also track everybody's rates to see when a price goes down and notify you right away to let you know your price has changed and adjust that rate. It's really a good idea to have a travel agent. You don't pay for the travel agents. They are paid by the cruise lines, the airlines, the hotels, the all-inclusive resorts, and you just get the benefit of their services. So why not have a travel agent and save yourself a peace of mind of having to keep looking to see when your price goes down or to find the best prices. Number 4, we all have unused items laying around our house that are just collecting dust, and maybe they were impulse purchases that we thought we would use but we didn't. They may still be in boxes. I have a whole closet full of things that are still in boxes that I thought, oh, I really need that, or I really could use that. Well, they end up collecting dust and staying in the boxes, and then I end up using them for Christmas time as just an extra gift to give to people that I forgot to purchase presents for. But you can sell those items and make a little extra cash and maybe keep that towards your vacation fund. So look around the house. You might have some things that you need to get rid of. You can use OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, maybe even a garage sale to get rid of those unwanted items and make a little extra cash for your travel fund. Number 5. Another way to maybe make a little extra money is start a simple side hustle. Maybe you have some hobbies that you can turn into a little extra cash. Maybe you're crafty. You can get a little store on Etsy and start selling your crafts. Maybe you live in a neighborhood where you work from home, but a lot of your neighbors do not, and they have pets that need some attention during the day. You can offer dog walking. There's a lot of different things that you can do that would make you a little extra money. Even just getting a part-time job, or maybe signing up for a little extra overtime at work and using all of that extra money that you're earning into a travel fund for vacations. Number 6, check those credit cards. Now, I did mention this in a previous video about the travel reward credit cards. There are so many different ones out there. You might want to look at that past video to go through my list, or I'll try and share a link for the ones that I recommended in my last video. These can save you so much money. For instance, a couple of years ago, my husband and I decided we were going to go to Houston, Texas for Christmas to visit my daughter, who was going to be in Houston for Christmas. Now, Christmas is a really high-end ticket time to go anywhere, travel-wise, any kind of travel. It's very expensive. Well, we went and looked at our American Airlines credit card, and we had a lot of points saved up from our purchases, because you earn points with every purchase. And we were able to secure 2 round-trip tickets non-stop from Fort Lauderdale to Houston for $11 each. Can't beat that. So definitely take a look at those travel reward credit cards. I was able to book 3 round trip tickets to Baltimore for me, my sister, and my husband last minute when my nephew had passed away, and I was able to secure all 3 tickets for $45 each, which that's pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely look into those reward credit cards, because you can take everyday purchases that you're already buying and earn points towards trips. It's a win-win. Okay, this is a little quieter. Sorry about all the noise. Where were we? Okay, we were at number 7. Number 7 is your onboard spending account. Now that you've booked your cruise, you think your fare is going to cover everything, but it doesn't cover everything. There are things that are going to add up aboard the cruise, and that would be drinks, Wi-Fi, specialty dining, souvenirs, casino, just a bunch of little different things that can add up and be a big surprise bill at the end of the cruise, and you really don't want that. You want to make sure that you plan for all of these things. So you want to make sure you plan for your gratuities. You want to make sure you plan for how much you're going to drink, whether or not it's a good idea to get the drink package versus paying individually for your drinks. Now, there are some benefits with the drink package. It just depends on how much you drink. If you're going to drink at least 5 cocktails a day, the drink package is probably going to be your better price. Also, keep in mind that they offer a better price for the drink package before the cruise. So on board the cruise, it's generally 10 to 15% more than had you purchased it prior to the cruise. So definitely consider the drink package if you're going to be drinking. And also think about that it doesn't just include cocktails. It includes soda, it includes bottled water, it includes specialty coffees and power drinks and sometimes milkshakes. So a lot of other things are included in the drink package, and those are generally unlimited. And then the cocktails may have a cap. Depending on which cruise line you're on, they might have 15 cocktails a day. And also keep in mind that every person in the cabin that's over the age of drinking, which is usually 21 years old, will have to purchase the package. If one person gets it, everybody has to get it. So you want to definitely think about that prior to the cruise so that you account for that amount of money you're going to spend. Also, take into consideration you can bring on a 12-pack of soda per passenger in each cabin. So you can bring that on board as long as it's sealed containers. They don't like screw-on tops, so make sure your containers are either pop tops or some other type of device, because screw-on tops, they usually will confiscate those. They won't let you bring those on. And you can also bring on 1 bottle of wine per person, 750 milliliters, 1 bottle of wine per drinking age person. In addition to discounts for the drink package before boarding, also they generally send out an email with offers for the Wi-Fi, premium packages for photos and specialty dining, spa services. A lot of them offer these at a discounted amount if you purchase them before the sailing. So take into consideration if you want to get those things, and if you do, it might be a good idea to purchase those before the sailing. That way you can pay for them in advance and not have to worry about any of that stuff once you're on board. And once you're on board, if you do decide to get some of those things, you may be paying a little bit more than you would have before, but there are some discounts to be had as well. Like with spa packages, usually they have a deal when you're in port. So if you're not getting off the ship, check the spa, because usually there is an import special for the spa, so you can get some discounted services there if you decide you want to pamper yourself while in port. Number 8, travel off-peak. With cruising, you want to look for the best prices, and those are usually in the off-season time. If you are flexible with your dates, it's good to check for the off-peak times, because those usually have the better pricing. Summer, holidays, those are always going to be the higher priced times to travel. If you're flexible, then travel off peak and you'll save yourself a significant amount of money. Number 9. Now this one may not be for everybody, but if there's young couples or groups of friends that are traveling, consider putting 3 or 4 in a cabin. The third and fourth person are usually at a much lower rate than the first 2. And if you take the total and divide it amongst the 3 or 4 people, you will have a significant amount of savings. The cabins are a little compact, but you don't really spend a whole lot of time in the cabin, sleeping, changing, showering, getting ready to go back out onto the ship. So they're really just a pit stop for you, especially for the younger crowd. They probably would not mind sharing a cabin with their 3 closest friends. If it's family or friends, it would be a cost-effective way of saving a little money by putting 3 or 4 in one cabin. Along the lines of cabins are cabin types. You have interior, ocean view, balcony, suites, and so on. Of course, the budget-friendly are going to be your interior and your ocean views. Balconies get a little bit more pricey, as well as suites, and as you go on up the line of categories. But budget-friendly, you want to stick to interior or ocean view. Now, interiors are the most affordable, but generally if you check the prices, ocean view may only be $20 or $30 more, so it might be worth the splurge to have that little window so you can see outside and get a little light in your cabin. But you'd be surprised that you really don't miss the window on an interior. They usually have a really pretty painting, it's usually very well lit, and when you turn off the lights at night, it is so dark and nice and cool, and you get the best sleep that you've ever had. Number 10, the one you've all been waiting for. This is my favorite way of saving for a trip, having a dedicated savings account just for my vacation fund. I have a little bit of money going into this account with every paycheck. It's a direct deposit. I don't even miss it. It just slides right out of my check right into the savings account. I opened my account with a specific bank. It's Alliant Credit Union. I saw it on a financial advisor's website that I follow. If you've heard of her, Susie Orman, and she had a savings opportunity with this particular bank. When you save for 12 consecutive months, minimum $100 per month, they pay you $100 at the end of the 12 months. So you may have heard of Susie Orman. She's a financial advisor, and she had this on her website. I checked it out and I did it. I saved for 1 whole year $100 a month in my Alliant Credit Union savings account, and at the end of the year they rewarded me with a $100 bonus just for saving money. And they were paying one of the most competitive interest rates for a savings account when I opened the account. They are still pretty competitive, but they're a little less than what they used to be. It was over 5% at the time. Now they're just about 4%. So you still earn interest on your money, and you just have it direct deposited or make deposits into this account once a month, $100 minimum, and don't withdraw that initial amount of money, and keep it in there for the whole year. And at the end of the year, you'll be rewarded with a $100 bonus. This encourages steady, intentional savings for your travel fund. And it's a great opportunity, and I will put the link in the comments below if you're interested in opening up an Alliant Credit Union account so that you too can earn a free $100 bonus just for saving money for your next trip. And that's 10 ways to start funding your next dream vacation today, debt-free. If you found this video at all helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. In my next video, I'll share the 5 things that I quit to pay for more trips. So stick around for that one, and happy travels.